Let's turn to politics now. Two Democrats seeking their party's nomination to the U.S. Senate. They squared off in a debate last night, throwing jabs at one another in an effort to show you who will fight for Michigan's affordability and manufacturing industry.
I was in the room watching the debate and got to talk one-on-one with Abdul El-Sayed and U.S. Representative Haley Stevens right after. We have people right now who don't have power across the state because of recent storms. How concerned are you about the power grid, and what do you plan to do about that?
Well, I am deeply concerned, and this is why I have acted first and foremost to stand up for Michigan consumers and Michigan small businesses, to give them relief when prolonged power outages go on, spoil their food, spoil their life for days on end, some people having to pay out of pocket for hotels. That's not acceptable. In terms of infrastructure, I have a very different view than my opponents. I want to effectively use tax dollars that come from big tech that's investing here right now in Michigan to have them modernize our grid, have them pay for it. Because you know what Michiganders don't need is another tax bill.
What plan do you have in place to hold some of the utility companies accountable for the raising rates that continue?
I am deeply, deeply worried about this. And I'll tell you, there's a reason I don't take money from the likes of DTE. My opponent's taking $37,500. That buys something. It buys quietude. It buys a sweetheart deal. It's the reason that this company can continue to hike our rates without improving our reliability at all. And so I think we need leadership that's actually going to stand up to the corporations for the people. And that starts with not taking their money so that you are invested in the people instead of them. Now, we need a better grid, and we need to hold them accountable and force them to take their money and invest it back in the grid rather than pocketing it or sending it to shareholders.
Teresa, they both brought up campaign finances several times during the debate. Did you get a chance to talk to them about that?
Yes, and Haley Stevens responded during the debate that she has the receipts. So I gave Abdul El-Sayed a chance to talk about his accusations and Stevens a chance to clarify which receipts she was referring to.
The people funding my campaign, they're grassroots donors. We're completely clear about where that money comes from, because I believe that the people need to know who's funding campaigns, and the fact that we're not making deals on the back end, on the back of trying to buy 30-second ads to miss and disinform the public. So I just think it's really important for people to ask who's paying for this ad. Every ad you've seen has been paid for by either a corporation or AIPAC, every single one. The Stevens campaign has not bought a single ad for itself. And that should tell you something about who has interests in this campaign, and then what will be delivered if, in fact, she's in the U.S. Senate.
Are there any other receipts specifically that you wanted to talk about that would prove that whatever the big money coming in to support you isn't going to influence how you vote?
Well, yeah, my opponent made some outrageous claims, and I have legislation that stands up to our utility companies, that stands up to corporate interests. Look, the utility companies continue to raise rates. It's not acceptable. The only thing that motivates my work is the people of Michigan. I have been endorsed by U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, the mayor of Grand Rapids, Michigan, the mayor of Lansing and Livonia. These are people who know the work I've done and want me to continue to lead for them.
And George, Abdul El-Sayed, the question that Haley Stevens kept bringing up was about his tax returns, and he said he'd filed extensions and that he will release and disclose his financial information. He hasn't done it yet, but he said that it will happen.
All right, and overall, News 8 debate moderator, political reporter Rick Albin said the debate went as he expected. Now it's your time to decide before the August 4th primary. As for last night's debate, you can tell us who won by scanning this QR code.
If you missed any of our coverage, you can watch all of it right now on woodtv.com and woodtv+. Then join us tomorrow night as Republican candidates for governor take the stage in the next debate.